Everyone, thanks for joining us on the news briefing for this Wednesday. As you all know, Car Week is well underway, and some of the biggest events are coming up this coming weekend. So we're going to talk about safety and traffic. We have colleagues from the Sheriff's Department here and CHP and our Housing and Community Development Department, and they are going to talk about our interactive map. But we're going to first get started with Undersheriff Keith Boyd. Undersheriff Boyd, thanks very much for joining us on the briefing today. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the safety measures that are in place for this coming weekend?
So the Sheriff's Office, working with other allied law enforcement partners in the region, have California Highway Patrol and our municipal partners, as well as federal partners, are the partners we've been working with. But we are deploying additional assets to the impacted areas in preparation for the Car Week festivities. The intent of this is to ensure that we have staffing deployed throughout the area that can rapidly react to any incident that may occur and not be limited based on the traffic conditions that might be impacting the region. So we do have pre-deployed resources throughout the region. I'm not going to get into the specifics, just so our security plan can stay confidential, but I'm free to answer questions specific to that.
Thank you. And it is important to note that a lot of these big events that are coming up this coming weekend are in the unincorporated areas. So this is where you guys usually are anyway.
Correct. I mean, a lot of the events are in the unincorporated area between the Carmel Valley, Pebble Beach, Laguna Seca, which is already our geographical areas of responsibility. But what we've done is just enhanced our level of staff that are deployed to upstaff the areas for security purposes through our special event contracts with the vendors of the impacted facilities.
Thank you. And we also have Jessica Madueno from CHP. She is here to tell us about how CHP is working together with the law enforcement agencies. Jessica, CHP also has a lot going on today, as well as the sheriff.
Yes, we do. We're working closely with the sheriff's office, like Undersheriff Boyd mentioned, and no major incidents as of yesterday, so that is good. However, we do have a lot of traffic coming in already. We have several units that have already made a lot of enforcement stops on vehicles coming in, and not just those exotic vehicles, but just all vehicles, even just people attending the event. So we have a lot of high speed there. And we're putting out those additional units on top of the normal beat priority. Just a reminder that tomorrow is Thursday, and that is our auto rally. That being said, we're expecting about 185 cars participating in this auto rally starting at 9 a.m. So anticipate traffic breaks from Seaside all the way south into Big Sur, and that auto rally coming back up north. So that can be quite a few hours from 9 a.m. if you can imagine 185 vehicles traveling south and coming back up.
So Jessica, it sounds like what you're recommending to people is, if they don't have to be on the peninsula tomorrow, kind of wait out that morning time, that 9 to noon time, do you think?
At 9 to noon is a safe bet. If they don't have to travel. However, if they do, we understand, but just expect those traffic breaks and expect that it is going to take a little longer to get to their doctor appointments, or just getting from point A to point B.
Thank you. And something that might help people is an interactive map that our Housing and Community Development Department puts up every year, and we have staff here from that department to talk about how it works. I see Elizabeth and Dina here to talk about the map.
Okay, yes, good afternoon. Liz Gonzales, Permit Center Manager. I am showing the Housing and Community Development website. So the first photo on our website is a photo of an old car, and this is from a previous event. And if you click on it, it takes you straight to our interactive map. And there you go. So on the left-hand side, we have the map legend. If you click on it, it expands so that you can read the symbols and what they mean. Say you go into Car Week event schedule. This schedule has all of the events in one place. So if you click on one of these, you'll go straight to their website. Say you want to find out what's happening on August 19th, Saturday. August 19th is probably the largest day of events. We do have a lot of the events within the cities because we thought it would be a great idea to be able to include as much information as we can. So you could either say, oh, I've heard about the concourse of Le Monde. So you press on it and it'll show you all the information you need along with their website to attend the event. Or you can go on to the interactive map and just, let's see, oh, I'm going to be down in Carmel. What's happening down there? Oh, it's the 25th annual Ferrari event at the Barnyard. So you click on that, and then that'll give you all of the information as well. You can also receive text for public safety during Car Week by texting Car Week, one word, to 888-777. These black arrows that are on the interactive map are Caltrans live traffic cams. So if you click on one of those and you see Caltrans, and you can click on there and you could even see the traffic live. Back to the website, on our right-hand side, we have road closures and other additional traffic information. Our Public Works website pops up and it has all of the traffic advisories and closures information as well. And so going back to our website real quickly, if you click down here to our Facebook page, we have created a new QR code to plan your trip. MontereyCountyCarWeek.com QR code. And again, down here, if you want some safety texts, go ahead and text Car Week to 888-77. And that pretty much sums everything up. Maya?
Thank you so much for walking everyone through this map. During Car Week, I don't think we could walk through it enough so that people can get around. But also, if people don't want to go to our website, you guys have done a great thing where you've gotten your own website address where it's mccarweek.com, which might, depending on how you use the internet, that could be an easy way, or using the QR code to get the information that you need. So I know you've gotten feedback over the years and this map has adjusted over time. Can you talk a little bit about some of the things that have improved over the last year or two? Because I know it's become very popular.
Yes, and so I'm going to refer that question to Dina Northcutt because she's the one that keeps this going. Dina?
Yes, hi everyone. Hopefully you can hear me okay. It has evolved over the years, you're right. Originally the way it all started was, folks would say, there's an event in my neighborhood. Do you know about it? Has it been permitted? Is it safe, for, the public, and we want to make sure everything is, is safe for everyone traveling to these events and so on. And then it just expounded from there. We have meetings every single month of the year talking about special events that are happening. And, really the focus is making sure that, we look at these events, we make sure that they're, not like 15 or 20 events in a 2-block square, happening in, days apart or something like that. Everything is sort of spread out. And what's great about the map is the different layers that we've added, which do help people get around to these events and from these events. So we've added a lot of different layers. We added the camera layer so you can see what's going on traffic wise. We added a layer of traffic that shows if it's, green, traffic's moving great. If it's red, traffic is slow, and just like any other, map on your phone or in your car. We've added other things for construction, and things like that, road closures and traffic. All the things just kept sort of being added as we went along, and we saw how people use the map, as well as just being able to get driving directions, and we just kind of grew it from there. A lot of folks were saying, well, gosh, I don't know what day these events are on, so I had to click on everything. So I went ahead and added a Car Week event schedule, and that has everything. You can just click on that and get the information. And this can be gotten to from our regular special events map under August. And you can get to it also by the QR code, and also from our website. It's in several different locations there as well. So yeah, I think as much as we try to make it just as simple and user-friendly as possible, and putting the most important data at the top of each event.
Liz, while you've got running the map, click to tomorrow on August 17th, because that's what Jessica was just talking about, how there's just a lot going on. And this is exactly what Jessica was sharing. There's this rally. There are a lot of places that are going to be impacted. So if you're wondering how to get around on a specific day, this is a great example of how this map can help you. Either maybe you're trying to get there or you're trying to get around it. So you can choose whichever you're trying to do. Any questions? We've got Undersheriff Boyd, we've got Jessica here, we've got our the Housing and Community Development staff here. Any questions for them? You can either put it in chat or you can just ask a question. And I think looks like we have covered it all. And thank you all for being here for one last push on Car Week. And I hope you're all safe and may your travels be smooth. So actually, we're going to keep on with housing and community development for our next topic. For those who've been following the county's housing element update, we are going to get an update on the process, which has been getting a lot of public input on housing needs and how to address state housing requirements. Also this year, our county general plan is going to include an updated safety element and a new element this year, which is an environmental justice element. And that is going to address the environmental hazards and health impacts experienced by disadvantaged communities. And we're going to find out how you can continue to be involved in this. We have a bilingual presentation today. We're going to start with Melanie Beretti, and we'll be followed by Edgar Sanchez. Melanie and Edgar, thanks very much for being on the news briefing to talk about this. And Melanie, you're on mute.
I got that. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having us. Edgar is going to be pulling up the presentation. I'm just going to give a quick overview. So as Maya indicated, we're going to actually lead off for each slide. We'll have Edgar present in Spanish, and then I will do the English translation. And we appreciate you all being here today. So again, this is an update for the general plan element update status for the county's Housing and Community Development Department.
Hola, disculpa, me tenía silenciado, pero mi nombre es Edgar. Voy a hacer la presentación sobre el estado de las actualizaciones de los elementos del plan general. La voy a hacer en español. So, primero, deja ver la presentación. Como muchos de ustedes saben, estamos actualizando 3 elementos de nuestro plan general. Estamos actualizando el plan del elemento de vivienda, el elemento de seguridad y el nuevo elemento que estamos creando, que es el elemento de justicia ambiental. El elemento de vivienda es un plan de desarrollo de viviendas que satisfaga las necesidades de todos en la comunidad. Y así cuando actualizamos el elemento de la vivienda, también se debe actualizar el elemento de la seguridad, que es el plan para la protección de la comunidad de cualquier riesgo razonable debido a peligros conocidos, por ejemplo, inundaciones, incendios y terremotos. Y este año, como mencionó, vamos a hacer el nuevo elemento de la justicia ambiental, que es un plan para reducir los riesgos de salud únicos o combinados en comunidades desfavorecidas o desventajadas.
So staff at the County Housing Community Development Department are in the process of updating and developing 3 general plan elements. First is our housing element, which is our 6th cycle update, covering the planning period of 2023 through 2031. And this is a plan for housing development that ensures that we meet the needs of everyone in our community of all income levels. We're also updating our safety element, which is our plan in the county, the unincorporated parts of the county, for the protection of the community from any unreasonable risks due to known hazards. So this can include flood, fire, earthquakes, etc. And then our new environmental justice element, which is a plan to reduce unique or compounded health risks in disadvantaged communities in the unincorporated areas of the county.
So, ahora voy a dar un estado sobre el progreso de la actualización del elemento de vivienda. So, actualmente estamos finalizando nuestro borrador del inventario de sitios públicos que está publicado en nuestro sitio web. Ahorita en él tenemos un mapa donde enseña todas las áreas que tienen la potencial para desarrollo de viviendas y también los números que estamos planificando para los próximos 8 años, que es más de 5,000 unidades. El siguiente paso después de finalizar nuestros inventario de sitios sería publicar nuestro borrador del elemento de vivienda para el público, y este estaría disponible en nuestro sitio web, o si nos manda un correo electrónico también se le mandaría directo. Y para este borrador lo tenemos planeado para el otoño del 2023.
So first we'll provide a housing element update and progress. So currently the county is in the process of finalizing our draft sites inventory. So our sites inventory shows the identified opportunity sites in the unincorporated area where we're planning to have potential housing to accommodate our housing needs. And the sites inventory, which is available and published on our webpage, if you'd like to go and take a look, is planning for over 5,000 units so that we can meet our state mandated housing requirements. The next step will be finalizing that sites element and then publishing our draft housing element for public review and comment. We expect this will be available in the fall of this year. And we will publish that public draft housing element on the county's website. If you are on our public distribution email list, you'll get an email advising when that is published and available for public comment. And we will also be offering workshops, public workshops during that time when it's available for public comment in the fall.
So ahora vamos a estar hablando sobre nuestro elemento de la seguridad y la razón por la actualización. So como mencioné en la primera slide, la razón es que estamos actualizando el elemento de la vivienda, y así cuando se actualiza este elemento debemos actualizar información sobre inundaciones, peligros de incendio, peligros climáticos. Y este también va a incluir nuevos componentes que no están actualmente incluidos en nuestro elemento de seguridad, que es la evaluación de la vulnerabilidad. Y esto va a incluir una evaluación de los peligros relacionados con el cambio climático, como el calor extremo, incendios, sequías y los impactos que tienen en las comunidades vulnerables. Además, también va a tener un análisis de las rutas de evacuación, como vimos durante las inundaciones y durante los incendios. Tener un plan de evacuación es muy importante para todos, para el condado. So, este análisis va a medir la capacidad bajo varios escenarios de emergencia, como los incendios, inundaciones, para poderlo publicar en nuestro elemento de seguridad. Además, vamos a incluir identificar áreas en el condado que son residenciales, que tienen menos de 2 rutas de emergencia para poder mitigar los riesgos.
So our safety element update, that effort is just getting underway, and we're updating this information for new information on flood, fire, climate hazards, what is in particular, what is prompted based on the update of our housing element and areas where we're planning for new or additional housing to ensure it's appropriately planned for from a safety perspective. In addition, there's a number of new components that are included in our safety element this time around that were not included in prior safety element updates. One, we have to include a vulnerability assessment. So this is looking at the vulnerability to climate change hazards, specifically related to climate change, such as extreme heat, extreme fire, drought, unseasonable weather events, and specifically looking at those impacts in particular on our vulnerable communities in our within the unincorporated areas of the county. In addition, there's a new requirement to do evacuation route analysis. This is important to look at the capacity, looking at the capacity for safety and viability of those routes under a range of emergency scenarios. And in particular, these need to be examined for residential areas that have less than 2 emergency routes out of them. And so this will be a new and very important analysis that will be added.
So ahora vamos a hablar sobre el elemento de la justicia ambiental. So el primer paso en crear el nuevo elemento de la justicia ambiental fue identificar áreas dentro del condado no incorporado que se consideran desventajadas. Como pueden ver en este mapa que tenemos aquí, tenemos 11 comunidades en total que se consideran desventajadas, y la forma de que identificamos que son desventajadas fue con métodos que usamos del Estado, como el ingreso medio de una familia de 4, la contaminación del aire y la contaminación del agua y la calidad de vida. So, este elemento de justicia ambiental busca promover el acceso a instalaciones públicas, alimentos saludables, hogares seguros y higiénicos, priorizar los mejoramientos de calles y programas que aborden las necesidades de las comunidades desventajadas, mejorar la calidad del agua y del aire, y también promover la participación cívica en el proceso de la toma de decisiones. Para poder hacer eso, para poder promover la participación cívica en el proceso de toma de decisiones, formamos un comité asesor comunitario de justicia ambiental. Y este está formado de organizaciones que trabajan dentro de las comunidades que están desventajadas, y también tenemos 1 o 2 representantes de estas comunidades que son los líderes y que ellos saben más, son los expertos en las comunidades y nos están informando sobre qué necesita la comunidad y nos ayudan a empujar el alcance comunitario a la comunidad, a esa comunidad.
So moving on, talking about our new environmental justice element. So this is a new requirement in state law. It really goes hand in hand with our housing and safety element updates. First, the county had to look using state mandated requirements, methods such as looking at median income, air pollution, exposure, access to services, et cetera, to identify if we had any disadvantaged communities within the unincorporated area. Going through this process, we identified 11 communities that meet those requirements as disadvantaged communities. This map, the gold, shows you where those census tract areas are and the list of those communities that are included in particular as disadvantaged communities. So our environmental justice element needs to address, so why are we doing this? Our environmental justice is a plan for us to look at opportunities to promote access to public facilities, healthy food, safe sanitary homes within our disadvantaged communities in particular. Prioritize improvements in programs that address the needs of these disadvantaged communities. Improving air and water quality for these communities. So this requires an investment, financial investment, planning investment in these communities that have historically been underserved and underinvested in. Another important component is promoting civic engagement in the public decision-making process. And in order to help us incorporate really meaningful public engagement and decision-making in the development of the plan, we've established an Environmental Justice Community Advisory Committee. The EJCAC, as we call it with its acronym, consists of community leaders, representatives from community-based organizations that work directly within our disadvantaged communities and or have particular expertise in environmental justice topics here in the county, as well as we have at least one, and in many cases more than one, direct representatives from each of our disadvantaged community on that committee. So as we begin the planning process for the environmental justice, we really look forward to engaging our community and really working very deeply, in particular with our disadvantaged community members.
So, ¿qué son los siguientes pasos y cómo pueden participar en el elemento de seguridad y justicia ambiental? So, actualmente tenemos nuestra encuesta comunitaria, que esto cubre los dos elementos en una encuesta así juntos, y ahorita está disponible en nuestro sitio web. Salió el 8 de agosto y estaría abierto hasta el 16 de octubre. So, si tienen tiempo o si conoce a alguien que vive en estas comunidades, por favor, tómese unos 5 minutos para poder tomar la encuesta. Además de eso, vamos a tener eventos en las comunidades desventajadas o desatendidas durante los meses de agosto y octubre. Estos van a ser eventos en persona donde vamos a estar yendo a las comunidades, teniendo actividades para que participen, así podemos interactuar con la gente. Perdón. Y además vamos a tener exhibiciones en las bibliotecas, así como si no tiene tiempo de participar a completar una encuesta total, por favor, llegue a una biblioteca, participen en la actividad poniendo un sticker en un póster. Y finalmente vamos a tener, no finalmente, pero en los siguientes pasos vamos a tener una reunión comunitaria y está planeada para el invierno de 2023 a 2024, que sería como en enero o durante esos meses.
So what are our next steps for the environmental justice safety elements to launch those efforts? We really are looking to hear from the community and give us that upfront input for the plan and make sure we're thinking and accounting for our community needs and knowledge. So we have a community survey that incorporates both environmental justice and safety questions within that survey. It takes approximately 5, not more than 10 minutes to fill out. It's available in English and Spanish. It's available now on our webpage and will be available through October 16th for community members to complete. To help push out and get good participation in that survey, our department also plans to do pop-up events directly in our disadvantaged communities over the next couple of months, as well as install displays at our local Monterey County free libraries to help engage. Perhaps you don't have enough time to fill the entire survey out. We'll have activities associated with the pop-up event and our library displays that you can just come and answer some targeted questions and vote on let us know what's most important to you in a more targeted way. We are looking to then take those results and preliminary information we have and hold a community meeting in the winter of 2024, likely in the January-February timeframe. That timing will be modified depending on availabilities.
So ahora les quiero dar, aquí sí tenemos la encuesta, tenemos uno en inglés y uno en español. Lo puede hacer para escaneando el código QR o tenemos en el enlace donde puede acceder toda la encuesta total.
So here we have the QR codes for the surveys. You can just capture it on the screen with your, if you have a smartphone, the English survey, and then separately the Spanish language survey. There's also the web address if you'd like to copy that, and individuals can go directly to that web address, which will take them to the online survey.
So, finalmente, muchas gracias por escucharnos sobre este proyecto. Si le gustaría tener más información o cómo contactarnos, tenemos el correo electrónico General Plan Updates. Ahí sí estamos respondiendo mi colega Jamie Scott Guthrie, que va a responder en inglés, o estoy yo que también está respondiendo a los correos electrónicos en inglés o en español. Y tenemos nuestro sitio web donde pueden encontrar todo lo que mencionamos hoy y todo lo relacionado con el proyecto está aquí en nuestro sitio web. So, si tienen un momento para mirar, por favor, los invitamos. Muchas gracias.
really want to thank you all for being here. If you want to get any additional information or remain in touch and get public notices, you can email us at the general plan updates email at the top of this slide. That is monitored by our two planners, Jamie Scott Guthrie, as well as Edgar, who's here today. Their phone numbers are here for anyone who wants to reach out in English, and then with Edgar, he is available also in Spanish for Spanish speakers. And then our webpage is here, and you can go to this web landing page and find all the information that we spoke about today. So again, thank you very much, and we're happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. That is just a terrific update on this process. And if anyone has any questions for Edgar or Melanie, go ahead and put them in chat or raise your hand. Melanie, you talked about people getting email notifications. Can they use that general plan email to sign up for those?
Yeah, that's correct. You just send an email to that general plan updates email and request to be put on the public distribution list.
Terrific. There is just a lot has happened, and you've collected a lot of data. The survey sounds very exciting to get that next step going. And then we look forward to seeing the library displays. What a great opportunity, because libraries are everywhere. Everywhere the plan is, right?
Yep, thank you. Edgar's really has a good knack for getting out into the community with these displays and pop-ups. He did a great job with our housing element, and we hope to replicate and build on those successes to get the community engaged directly in their communities.
Thank you. Thank you both, and everyone just keep watching out for more information about these updates and some of the pop-up events, and take the partial survey, but get involved is the most important thing. Thanks everyone for joining us on the news briefing for this week. Our next briefing is next week. We'll see you then.